I have this strange theory that some videos just don't want to be made. Like, every time I go to film them, something happens. Things break, or run out of battery, or have a really weird ringing noise. This has been one of those videos. I don't know if it's going to have a ringing noise, by the way. I've just tried to get rid of one. But we're going to do it. We're gonna! Hello, wonderful humans of the internet. How are we? My name is Sam Scott-Thorne, and I'm a vocal coach based in Glasgow. Now, if you'd like to meet and explore your voice a little more, you can find me on sstvocals.com. You can also find me on Patreon and various other social media platforms, and I'll put the handles down below and over there. Over there. Now, if you'd like to consider becoming a patron, you have access to things like early release of reactions, you can fast track reactions, become a reaction, there's special roles on my Discord server, and you have access to all sorts of bonus content like my Vocal Anatomy 101 CDs where you learn how the voice works. So consider becoming a patron and help shape my channel. Just like Kim has done. Kim got in touch and has suggested a group that I have had in my mentions for a long time. It is Super Junior. Specifically, I think, like, as I understand it, there's a massive bunch of them, but this is like a distilled version. It's Super Junior K.R.Y. And because Kim knows that I struggle with pronunciation at the best of times, because I'm challenged in that department, they have kindly sent a video with pronunciations, but not with faces. So I don't know who's who, but hopefully I'll get there. So we have Ryu. I know that sounds wrong. Ryu. His name is spelled like Ryo Wook, but apparently I'm not supposed to say the K. So it's Ryo. I think that was it. Okay, but apparently I can say Wookie, which I can't do the sound from Star Wars. That was a terrible impression. Anyway, him, Yesung, which self-explanatory. We've got that one, and Kyu Hyun. I hope I'm saying that right as well. So that's the three that we're going to go and check out today. Me and Godzilla, because he fell off the shelf and I can't be bothered putting him back up. So let's just go and see what we think. Oh, what are they doing? What song are they doing? They are doing Dorothy. So let's go and check that out. It's a lovely song. Oh, okay. This is Kyohyun, I think, if my notes are correct. Lovely aspirate start to this. Really soft, a little bit of drop to the larynx to give a little bit of emotional maturity to the sound. But then obviously he's letting that lift as he comes into the higher places and a little bit more kind of emotional strain is coming through. But it's super smooth, super soft, and an absolutely delicious start. Do you know what is striking here is that there's very like harsh in-breaths. Like, they're really like pointed. It's almost like he's wanting to make them a feature. And it contrasts against the ends of his phrases, which are very, very smooth and very almost eked out. So you get this, that's the feeling it gives me. It's very like, and then flows. Really, really nice. But that was a pattern that I was noticing there. Very, very, very nice. Okay, I think this one is Yesung. I think, if my notes are correct. Now, this voice is a little bit higher placed. I mean, it's in the same kind of pitch range, but the tonal quality is really different, and that's down to larynx height. This one's a wee bit more lifted. It gives it a youth. It gives it a brightness, an innocence, if you will. There's a really lovely strong vibrato coming off at the ends of these phrases. That's just oscillating the pitch by tilting your thyroid cartilage, which is here, and creating that lovely wobble in sound. Beautiful. Okay, this one I'm assuming is Wookiee or Ryo, if I'm saying that right. I want to eat this voice. This is beautiful. Very, very airy, super aspirate. So that's where there's more air coming through the vocal folds as you create your pitch than you would normally have in kind of speech. And it creates this kind of breathy, airy sort of sound. I could see he was paying real attention to some of these lifted moments. There was some kind of snarling kind of shapes in order to brighten up the sound. And then he kind of pushed into this more closed off place where the vocal folds are coming together to make a more kind of definitive sound. Oh, yes, please. Wookiee, I will take you home. I am already home. Come to my home. Very nice. There was a little bit of flipping here, so you're going into this falsetto place, which is different from head voice. Head voice is connected to your entire range, and it's just a thinning of the vocal folds. This felt like falsetto, where the folds come up and kind of open at one end and stay like that. They stiffen. It gives more of a hootier, airier kind of sound, and I feel like that's what was happening there. Then dropping into this kind of more chesty kind of place. It's functionally like a yodel, but what it gives you, like vocally, is this peak and trough. Really, really nice. It just has a wave type movement to it. Really beautiful. Also, the stuff that was getting into the more kind of heavy place, he manages to make that still quite light in delivery. It's not pushing into this place where it feels like he's kind of belting or shouting. He manages to make a belty vibe, but without actually creating that sound. It's impressive. Now this was the opposite of what I was saying. That did sound like he had to kind of belt that sound out, and you got this kind of jarring differentiation there. Both were really good though. I would love for this man to sing lullabies to me all of the time. All of it. Oh, sorry, I'm squishing Godzilla. All of the time. Just sublime, light, airy voice. Gorgeous. We're getting into a little bit more of a twangy place with this one. What's his name again? Yeso. If I've got this wrong, you'll be screaming at me in the comments. If I've got this right, just give me a round of applause. But yes, we're heading into a more twangy kind of place with this little section here. That's where the epiglottis comes over your vocal folds, but not fully, creating this like backwards pressure, and it thickens up the sound. There's a nasality as well, so that's coming from a nasal twang. That is your velum, which is basically the gateway to your like nasal passage. And when you press them in together, you get a kind of sound. It just makes everything feel a lot more pressed, a lot more buttery, really beautiful. This is probably the most balanced vocal out of the three I've heard. Now, I'm not saying that balance is like necessarily the thing that they're aiming for. They're not. They've got unique tonal qualities. But overall, that felt really, really well kept. Very good. Now, this makes you want to lean in. It's so slight that to really get a grip of it, you kind of want to lean in and hear what he's saying. You can see there's not much activity in his mouth movement. It's da, 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 da. Even that da, which could brighten up if you were to smile onto it, Doesn't want any of that. He wants it all to be this really kind of bedroom talk kind of sound. I tell you, Wookie, I know what you're up to. It's so odd how he can make this really lovely press sound, but keep it so contained and almost quiet sounding. It just sounds mature, I suppose would be the way that I would describe it. I feel like it should, in my head, be louder than it is being delivered. So is that caused by maybe like a compression of the tongue? So when you want to go da da da, instead of belting that kind of thing, you go, da da da, you pull it into the back of your mask in order to create that compressed kind of essence, I suppose. Maybe that's happening. Could be wrong. Yeah. Oh, when they're singing together, it feels very, very united. So they're obviously changing up little parts of their recipes in order to balance a little bit better. You will find that when you have good singers, when they come together, they will match each other. Not necessarily 100%, but they'll pull towards each other in order to create a little bit more harmony, even if they're not harmonizing. Harmonizing. And props to Yesung back in the last section. He's really eating into some of these phrases. He's opening his mouth up in order to create a bit more resonance over some of these sounds, really delivering in a kind of a theatrical sense. He's eating into the essence of the words. Love it. Whoa! That vibrato went on forever and ever. It was amazing. Lovely note as well. Very, very beautifully done. I feel like the further we go through this song, the more I'm hearing this back place sound. The two of them are singing into the back of their masks. Maybe not Yesung. He's a little bit more kind of forward placed. But the other two, there's definitely this kind of backwards place. Every time they get into a more intense place, they pull it up and in rather than throwing it out. And it's creating this smaller, more emotional, kind of more intimate sound, even though what they're doing is singing big climactic notes. It's very, very impressive. Look at that crowd. I feel like I'm hearing a harmony, but I'm not sure that I am. I think what's happening is we've got one person that's singing with a twang and one person that's singing the same notes but with an aspertone, and you're getting this like almost like a layering effect. It is really lovely. It just kind of gives everything this kind of filter, if you like. If they are harmonizing, it's very slight and it's not in a way that's entirely obvious to my brain. Maybe it's just the end of a long day, but I don't think they're harmonizing. I could be wrong. Usually it jumps out to me. I don't know what to tell you. Yesung is putting in so much intensity into the starts of his phrases. He's kind of blowing his folds a little bit with some H sounds. It is on purpose. It's to make the sound more emotional, but you can hear it's kind of destabilizing his pure sound, if you like. I like it. It's a very nice touch, and I like how it's being used at the end rather than too soon. Feels like it's taking out the bag for the big finish. Oh. Wow. I feel like that was waiting for a do do da da like that. Oh, I like how it just finished on this like little point where you feel like something else is coming, but it isn't. Oh, keep them coming. Treat them mean, keep them keen. Yes, Wookie. I think it's Wookie. So that was Super Junior K.R.Y. and Colour Me Impressed. That was beautiful. If there's more suggestions for this supergroup, I'm sure there will be, then let me know down below. Thank you very much, Kit, for suggesting them. Thank you very much, Kit.
You did it! Congratulations!
It has been a long time coming, and I'm glad I finally got to hear these gorgeous voices in action. If you like that reaction, please give it a like and a thumbs up down below. And if you want to see more from me, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and anytime I have new content, you'll be the first to know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me. And how are we going to buy this one? I'm not sure. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me, and please hit like and then subscribe. I'll wash your clothes and any pets you might have, and your dishes, and if you have a car, I'll give that like a little wax on, wax off. Yeah. Also, I might not do any of those things, but still consider it. Bye. Love you. Bye.